excused. Mr. Walter?
Here.
Approval of meeting minutes for February 10th, 2015.
So moved.
Roll call on approval of minutes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes. Amendments to the agenda.
Yes, I have one, please. I would like to call an executive session to discuss acquisition of real estate after the legislative portion of this meeting.
Second. Roll call on adding an executive session to the agenda.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Walter?
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
We'll go into committee reports. Mayor?
The only thing I do have is, we'll get the notification that the land on Georgia Street has been transferred over to us effective today.
Yeah.
Alright, and we still haven't heard back, but it's in the procedure for the one on,
That's transferred.
oh, transfer too?
Transfer.
Okay, so we're the proud owners of land on Nautilus and land on Georgia, not in, on. So, that's all I have really.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Carpenter?
I don't have anything.
Mr. Esser?
Yeah, briefly, the developer has approached us for the extension of Liberty Ledges, phase 4 and 5. We've had meetings with them and Metro Parks, and it looks like they'd be willing to donate most of the green space. And we're talking to Metro Parks about extending the bike trails into Reminderville all the way over to Glenwood, so everybody could utilize the park. So it's in the preliminary stages. It'll be coming before Planning Commission probably in a couple of weeks with the extension.
Good.
California Streets, small governments, I think the meeting is in
First week of May.
first week of May. So we'll talk about that. Windjam, we had a pre-construction meeting this morning. They're submitting, I would think if we start about 3 weeks by the time we get all the submittals approved and moving forward. Senior housing has been approved, but they're waiting for the permit from Clean Water.
You know what they're running into? I just called it too. That Ohio Edison wants them to put all the electric meters inside, not outside. And they said if they do, that's gonna cost them like $250,000 to do that. Cause they want them to have like one whole room with all the meters in it.
In each house?
No, in the, senior housing, they want it like a, no, we have in the back,
Yeah, meter room.
they want a whole meter room. They don't want it on the outside, they want it on the inside. So, why the price is so high, I don't know, but I've already made one phone call for them before on some other issues that they had that, at the Summit County level that saved them, I think $300,000, they said. Just every time I turn around, it's like, hey, can you call somebody to help alleviate this money or that money, so, don't worry about it.
How many units are there again?
97, I think it
They
is.
put all those meters in one room. That means they've gotta run a trunk line to each unit rather than having them,
That must be why,
On
that
an
must be
outside
why,
ground.
that must be why they're complaining.
you know, tremendous amount of interior wiring.
That's what I would think would be the real,
I'm sorry, to say that loud?
a lot of interior wiring, that's why the cost is probably the additional for changing out the,
Yeah. Cost a fortune.
So, that was just brought up today.
and the only other thing noted in building and zoning is, 2 plans submitted for the El Chile Bravo sign and dock, and they were both approved by, Architectural Board review, so.
That's good.
Hey, that's it.
They still looking to be open in April?
I've not got that scheduled.
Have they brought it up over the Rio Grande yet?
Rec Center.
We've got some preliminary plans that have arrived from the architect. It's still at the very beginning stages. And the same thing is true for the Port Authority and the financing, far from details that we need. But you'll notice there's a first reading at today's meeting. That's just to get the ball rolling so that when we get those documents, we can make quick progress on it, make a decision on where we're going.
Well,
The latest documents are now available on Box. We've received them this morning.
in addition to the new DFA term sheets, we also have the DFA Reminderville financing timeline, so it breaks it down over the next 4 months as to what's gonna happen, when, and by who, to make sure everybody looks at that. It's very informative, and on the term sheet, there's a big difference on the numbers from the original that was handed out Saturday to what's in Box now, so be sure to look at that.
Okay, thank you.
To the good.
Good.
To the good.
Very much to the good. That's it, Walt?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Deborah?
I have one item, I just wanted to make council aware of a change in ordinance 8. This is on the second reading. And if you choose to pass it at second reading, it would help. If not, I can wait for a couple payments. But the biggest difference is in the general fund, line item 730-399 for contractual services. The reason why we're requesting money so early in the year is I paid the fire hydrant fee to Cleveland, and I had to certify the number of hydrants, and because it's increased because of all of the new developments, the price went up over $3,000. And that line item is used by Sam Scafidi for other contractual services, and it's almost depleted already.
Like salt delivery?
No, cleaning, the cleaning service, the copy machine is paid out of there.
Young being facetious, Deborah.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Deborah.
You're welcome.
Chief Buck?
The only thing I have is that I approved the applicant for the Ohio Department of Commerce liquor license for the new restaurant on Monday.
Thank you, Chief. Fire Chief, no report. Architectural Board of Review?
Oh, we met Monday, and as was already reported, I'm just kidding you. We passed the dock and the new sign for El Chili Bravo, but I brought a picture. You didn't have a picture. And the woman that worked for the sign company, so take it with a grain of salt, said they're shooting for mid-March to open. But like I said, she's with the sign company, not with the restaurant.
Thanks, Mike. Planning and zoning. Should be no report.
No report.
Board of Zoning Appeals?
No report.
Finance?
Finance met today before this meeting. We recommended payments in the amount of $265,312.90, of which $220,000 of that was associated with JED money. Our next meeting will be in 2 weeks.
Cable?
No report.
Communications? No report. Long-term community development? No report. Parks and Rec?
Parks and Rec will meet next on Wednesday, March 18th. And winter will be over and we'll be getting real close to Easter egg hunt. We'll be talking to you, Chief, to see what we need to do to help you and your guys make it work as it always does. That's it.
Thank you. Records, no report. Seniors?
Seniors breakfast. It's at Bob Evans in Twinsburg tomorrow at 10. And the next lunch is Tuesday, March 10th at the Cracker Barrel in Twinsburg. That's at 1 o'clock.
Thank you. And JED?
Next JED meeting is March 3rd, which is a Tuesday, 7 o'clock here at the Village Hall. That's all.
Thanks, Tom. All right, legislation, ordinance 8, 2015, an emergency ordinance to make appropriation adjustments for the 2015 village budget, second reading. And Deborah has asked that that go by emergency. Ordinance 10, 2015, an ordinance amending section 191.02 of the codified ordinances of Reminderville, Ohio to add the definition of pension for purposes of taxation, second reading. Ordinance 11, 2015, an ordinance to amend section 139.14B of the codified ordinances of the Village of Reminderville pertaining to holiday pay for police department personnel and declaring an emergency, first reading. Ordinance 12, 2015, an ordinance to amend section 139.16D4 of the codified ordinances of the Village of Reminderville pertaining to unused comp time for police department personnel and declaring an emergency, first reading.
Mr. Molina, can I have an explanation of these ordinances? Comp time scares me because we've had a terrible time tracking comp time.
Carp, you wanna
I forgot what it even says.
This was a housekeeping because of the way it was set up.
Oh, you know what, I do remember, because if there was some language in there that made it seem like, if they were gonna use their unused comp time at the end of the year, if they were gonna cash it in, it would be at, the wording made it look like it was at the overtime rate, which would be a time and a half. And we just simply removed the overtime rate and just said that they get paid for their unused comp time. Straight hours.
Okay. I don't know.
And both full ordinances are on box. And the
I
way,
read them, and I
okay,
didn't.
because if you read, the first section of it is the old, part below it, the new, and there's just a few word changes that
Okay,
actually clears up what Paul just said.
good enough, thank you.
Resolution 11, 2015, a resolution authorizing a $2,000 donation to the Taste of Twinsburg event, second reading. Resolution 12, 2015, a resolution authorizing a $100 donation to the Twinsburg After Prom Committee, second reading. Resolution 13, 2015, a resolution authorizing a $100 donation to the Aurora After Prom Committee, second reading. Resolution 15, 2015, a resolution to approve the change order for Trimore Corporation in the amount of $128.41 for work associated with the 2011 paving program and waterline replacement project, second reading. Resolution 16, 2015, a resolution authorizing and directing the fire chief on behalf of the Village of Reminderville to file a grant application with the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation to be used for the purchase of a striker power cot and load system, second reading. Resolution 18, 2015, a resolution to award the 2015 annual HVAC preventative maintenance contract to DeMarco and Associates LLC and declaring an emergency, first reading. Does that need to go by emergency, Paul?
No. It does if you're going to accept DeMarco, but I thought there was some conversation
Yeah.
about possibly not using them.
Right, we'll leave that at first reading for tonight. Resolution 19, 2015, a resolution to approve the preliminary term sheet for the Village of Reminderville Recreation Center project, first reading.
Move to adjourn to executive session.
second.
Roll call on adjournment to executive session.
Mr. Molina,
Yes.
Mr. Welter,
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo,
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman.
Yes.
Mr. Condit.
No, they didn't. Oh, really? That's true. Yeah, you know, Laura, when I